We talked about
the
it last
Buffalo
week.
Bills and
Texans.
the Texans. Like, I don't want to be a killjoy, but are you hyped?
There's a reason. I'm glad you asked me because you lead us to our topic here. The reason I think anyone will be hyped today is specifically Josh Allen. Josh Allen is spectacular, reigning MVP. Last week did some stuff that no one else does at the rate he's doing it. 3 touchdowns through the air, 3 touchdowns on the ground. It's just been, he's spectacular. So if anyone's excited, it's because he's in it. The Texans are great defensively, but don't necessarily bring a bunch of I expect the game to be close because of their defense. But leading to our topic, there's a discussion that is Josh Allen the greatest running and passing the dual threat quarterback ever. And he enters tonight, Rob, Thursday Night Football, tied with Cam Newton for the most regular season rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in NFL history. They both have 75. So one more, he's going to break the record. And then, of course, you start to look at the stuff that he's been able to do. He has 10 rushing touchdowns so far this season, trailing only Jonathan Taylor, who's a running back, and Green Bay's Josh Jacobs, who's a running back. So he's doing stuff at a rate as if he's a running back when you're talking about getting in the end zone. So the question becomes, is he the greatest dual threat quarterback ever? And the answer is yes. And it's literally because of what I just mentioned there. If you're asking me who's the most exciting, effortless, video game looking, that is Lamar Jackson. If you're just talking about a guy who can get the yardage, because Lamar has way more yards than him when you're talking about just total yards rushing. Lamar Jackson is ahead of him in that rank. But when you're talking about excitement, I think of Michael Vick. I think of Lamar Jackson, as I mentioned. But productivity, as far as getting your running butt in the end zone, that is Josh Allen. Jumping over people, running people over, and then still have the ability to turn around and throw 3 touchdowns. Josh Allen has become that, simply edging out Lamar in the sense of productivity in the end zone. As far as aesthetically, that's still Lamar for me. Like, as far as just pure, when I watch this person play, I go, okay, this is just, he looks like he's playing against college players or high school players. Lamar still has that. But as far as getting it done on the productivity side, specifically with the running in the end zone, Lamar just edges him out for, Josh just edges him out for me. And the stuff that both of them have done, by the way, at the ages they are is crazy. It's not like they're at the end of their career. They're going to set records so far ahead of everybody. When it comes to Lamar with the rushing yards, when it comes to Josh Allen with the touchdowns for a quarterback, he's on a trajectory at the end of the 2028 season to have triple-digit rushing touchdowns. That's insane. So that's where I am. He's the greatest when you're talking about getting the job done in the end zone, whether it be passing, whether it be running. Where are you? I have a feeling you're more Lamar.
Yeah, I don't think it's close. And you just putting up the issue I have is to think it's just about numbers, okay? And it's not just about numbers, because that's a style of play that the Bills have decided they want to go with Josh Allen. And unlike that, everybody could criticize Lamar when he was running the ball in, and he obviously decided that he didn't have to do that anymore, right? He didn't have to give up his body and wind up getting hurt. And I'll give you a couple of examples on why Josh Allen isn't the best dual threat. It's Lamar Jackson, and it's not even close. John Stockton is the all-time assist leader. Nobody thinks he's a better passer than Magic Johnson. No, 0. Even though he has more assists, right? He's done it better than, he got all the assists. Nobody thinks he's better passer than Magic Johnson. Another one, Tom Brady. Tom Brady has all the stats, all the stuff you want. You talk to anybody in the NFL and take away the Super Bowls, because that's what puts him on everybody's list, and say who's the best quarterback, skill, arm strength, accuracy, all that. Tom Brady is not the best quarterback. He's the most accomplished quarterback. Would you agree with that? He's not the best quarterback.
No. You
There's
could say
five guys
Marino,
that you would
John
pick.
Elway,
Aaron Rodgers. Right. You could pick 5 guys easily ahead of Tom Brady. He's the most accomplished, because when you put the winning and all those stats, then you could say, yeah, Tom Brady. For people who want to say he's their GOAT or whatever it is. But it doesn't make him the best quarterback. And the same thing with Josh Allen. I don't think there's an ounce if I stack those two guys up together, I would take Lamar 10 out of 10 as being a dual threat. Lamar's throwing the football and where he is with the passing game and trying to stop that dude. I'm not talking about just from the 1 yard line or instead of handing it off to the fullback or the running back or whatever, going in yourself rather than giving it to somebody else. And that's what he does. And a lot of times he can still run in for more than a yard or two out, but that's the play that they call the style of play. So I don't believe he's better than Lamar as far as a dual threat.
I think the difference for me, again, is a couple of things. One, his ability, his size. Like, that always makes it where he can just run guys over and get up like it was nothing. And still, again, go right back to airing it out need be. Also, again, Lamar has 34 touchdowns. And, again, we talked about 75. So he has less than half of Josh Allen when it talks to just getting in the end zone. And that, to me, is just the small hair on my chin separator. I think Lamar Jackson's the best player when everything.
How do you think he's the best player if you say that Josh Allen's the best dual threat quarterback in the history of the NFL? How can Lamar be better than him?
I'll tell you why.
Please, because that makes no sense to me.
I'll tell you why. Because Lamar's speed alone, that portion of it makes him different. But I'm talking about, for me, Josh Allen getting in the end zone, throwing in end zone. But I'm telling you, for me, so Lamar.
But if he's the best dual threat quarterback ever, how could he not be better than Lamar? You just said it says is he the greatest? Yeah, is he the greatest dual threat quarterback? So if he's the greatest dual threat quarterback, he's not better than Lamar? How?
No, because Lamar's passing ability right now, because of the way he plays, we already talked about it. His winning percentage, right? We talk about the way Lamar, his style of play, his winning, I think he's at 72% of his games or something crazy like that. Lamar, and especially the early part of his career when he was more run-centric. Lamar right now, both of those guys are video game players, which is why the last 3-4 years is going to be pick your choice of who's going to win the MVP. So Lamar makes it look so effortless. It looks like a video game, as does Josh, but Lamar he's a little bit more trickier to game plan for, and he's just a little bit more unique. But when I'm saying just simply do a threat, and it's close. If you say Lamar, I'm not mad at you. I just think for me, his ability, his being Josh, to get in the end zone both ways is the small separator for me. That's the only difference I'm saying.
It's illogical that then Lamar's the better player. Because what?
I don't. So, okay. Let me tell you why. Hold on. Let me respond to that.
Because it doesn't make any sense.
But see, this is where we're different.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes had been the best player for years, and he's nowhere near as dynamic as either. He can run, but nowhere near as dynamic. So it's not just being a great runner doesn't simply make you the best player. Aaron Rodgers was the best player, and he wasn't the most running quarterback. So best player doesn't equate to just simply running.
No, but it says the great. All right, I'm just trying. When you say,
you get what I'm saying? Like,
no, I don't.
Lamar being the best doesn't mean he has to have better legs or like Peyton Manning was the best player for some time. He wasn't running nowhere.
No, but the idea that you're talking about the same two guys. You've said Lamar's the best player in the league, but yes, Josh Allen is the best dual
those are two separate things.
No, they're not, because they both do that. They both do that. They both are dual threat. These two guys are both dual threat.
Right. So what I'm
saying,
would you agree with that? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, but
they're probably the best two at it.
Okay, so but you say Lamar's the best quarterback, but he's the best dual threat.
Because Lamar's escapability is more so maybe getting out the pocket, some scrambles, I'll run around. Josh is just a lot of times, I'm getting in the end zone. So it ends in the result of him getting in the end zone. One way or the other, through air or through running. And that's, to me, what I'm saying, that threat of him scoring from it. He has 75 rushing touchdowns. Lamar only has 34. Yeah, that's a massive difference.
Yeah, but it's just not. I just gave you the example of the John Stockton. You think John Stockton's a better point guard than Magic Johnson? Better passer? No. Why not?
But I'm saying, he has more
assists. He has more assists than Magic.
And Magic Johnson was bigger. Magic Johnson was stronger. Magic Johnson was able to score better than Stockton. So there's more than just the simple that. That's why they do a threat. Both of them have gotten really good as passers over the years. They both had concerns.
But would you acknowledge that the Ravens have gone away from Lamar being. They got Derrick Henry. They had other. That's not what they want Lamar to do at the goal line.
Currently,
so it's not that he can't do it. It's that they don't want him to do it, and it's a style of play. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
And so if we had the same conversation 2 years ago or in 2 years from now, I might, change it then. But as of the last couple of years we've seen, Josh Allen, and I told you that's why I think singularly won him that MVP last year when he was running all over the place, jumping over people in snow, doing literal Superman stance in the air.
But he wasn't the NFL first team All-Pro quarterback.
Hey, they changed their vote. What you want from me, Rob? What you want from me?
None of this makes sense to me. All right.
They changed their votes.